Welcome all. It's a pleasure to be here with you today. So they will be sharing with all of us their experiences, their insights, their journeys to show how high-performance low-code has not been only a good tool to, increase processes efficiency, but also just trigger, a new era of improved productivity and new era of customer experience. So welcome, everyone. And just to start the conversation, could you just tell us a little bit about your company, your role, what you're doing, and also your journey with OutSystems, so the audience gets to know you a little bit more? Cornelia, you first. Go ahead.
Sure. First of all, thanks for having us.
It's our pleasure, honestly.
So I work for Infineon, which is a global leader in semiconductor. And I actually joined Infineon 20 years ago as an intern doing software development in the IT department. And yeah, still with IT. I have a strong background in software development, data analytics, automation, and 2.5 years, got the interesting, fun topic to look into low-code platforms. So I consider us still as newbies, only 2 years in with OutSystems, so it's interesting.
I'm just 3. Don't worry.
And so our setup might also be a little bit different. So I'm responsible for the Center of Excellence team, how you would call it. So we call it core team. We also have an on-prem setup, OutSystems setup. So we are responsible for the platform, making sure that everything is running, also extending the platform, offering new features. This is obviously one of our main responsibilities. But then also one big part is to onboard the development teams. So we actually don't develop for departments. We offer the platform and we help to get teams started. So we do assessment meetings with them to understand the use case. We help them with the onboarding and the training, and then we help them on their low-code journey. So we check in with them, help them with the learning curve, I would say. And this is the second big part of what my team is responsible.
You're a pioneer in adopting low-code at Heineken. Well done. Great.
Last part maybe, so at the moment we have 200 applications that are getting developed, so we are online for a year now. Half of it is coming from the business, half of it is from IT, and have 40 that went productive so far in the last year, so a little bit about this setup.
Well done, well done. Ugo, over to you.
Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me. I have 25 plus years experience as a professional, but I have to say to OutSystems, first of all, thank you. It's the first time I'm on this side of the bench, always been on that side. What a journey for OutSystems, right?
Right.
Amazing, amazing. For that sense, so again, I've been accompanying OutSystems for a lot of time now. My professional role throughout all consultancy companies brought me to where I am today. And today I'm the Director of Information Systems for ANA Aeroportos of Portugal. ANA has 10 airports to manage. They're a part of the Vinci Group, Vinci Airports Group. And my responsibility on this role is to manage all the systems, the IT systems throughout the perimeter. It's the first time on this side, and also I think it's a different journey for everyone else. While OutSystems is driven by transformation and all your businesses, we are one of the early adopters of OutSystems in history. So I think we are the third oldest client or something like that of OutSystems. So the first time I joined the client side, and my challenge is, OutSystems is my legacy system. So how do I maintain my business running efficiently? And looking at what I have, how do I transform it from what I have now to the next
Every piece of technology can become a legacy if we don't keep evolving, transforming, and adapting. And we were having this discussion last night, and I thought it was an amazing statement. Any technology can become your next legacy system. It was so interesting, yeah.
But for you to have a bit of understanding what we have more than 280 applications. We call it domain applications, so composed applications. We have more than 900 individual ones, but 280 are composed. And for you to have an idea, every operation on the airport is done throughout an OutSystems platform, with or with someone else. We're connecting to our ecosystem, to our partners, and you have the notion of importance and reliability of the platform that needs to have. We are connecting by minute every flight change that occurs on the flight status information, not only to us, but to every our ecosystem towards the best time of departure for that flight. So this means that we connect not only ourselves in terms of our systems informations and our applications towards, but also to every ecosystem partner that works with us and needs to serve that plane so that we lift off in time to the destinations that you go. And so I think this is a bit of what we have in OutSystems.
Just a sneak peek of what we
have more to talk about.
We'll be exploring ahead. Giada.
Good afternoon, everyone. Giada Binelli. I am the product owner for low-code platforms and cognitive services within Heineken. I did realize I failed in prepping for this session, because it would have been better if you were drinking Heineken now, looking at the time, but we'll think about it next time. Well, to set it into perspective, my team actually does both of you combined. So on one side, we own the platform of OutSystems for Heineken. Heineken is around 90,000 employees internally across 80 operating companies, so that's quite big. Everyone can have access to OutSystems. So yes, when it comes to governance, security, and everything around it, that's on me. But next to that, we also do deliveries. So we deliver applications on a global level. We deliver applications for teams that do not have the capabilities. So depending on applications and use cases, we take it up. But we also have teams that build their own applications. So it's a bit of scattered. And for those, we have around 7 teams that build their own solutions for their teams, for their operating companies. In total, we have more than 40 applications now live. So not 200 plus, but growing the overall adoption of the platform.
That's the size.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
That is true. That is
That's
true.
a size.
The quality is...
That's amazing. Thank you so much. Now, Cornelia, going to the heart of the matter, what were exactly the operational challenges that you had to face? And what was that pivotal moment where you realized, okay, I'm going to address this challenge and it will be without systems because I believe in the power of this technology? When was that moment and what were those challenges that really triggered your brave decision to be a pioneer with low code?
To move towards low code. So I think it's, I think a lot of companies have the same challenges, and I heard a lot of them also in the previous sessions. So one of them is just that, sometimes the provisioning of IT solutions is just too slow. A lot of iterations between IT and the business, and a lot of times, and when I say we, I mean IT, not able to keep up with the quickly changing requirements from the business side. So I think that was one big reason. And then legacy technology, we heard that a couple of times already, so it's just a lot of effort to keep it alive, and obviously also security risks involved here. Also one reason was the market for senior developers, so it's sometimes we want to help, but it's really hard to get the right resources in place. And another one that I also heard today is IT being seen as a bottleneck, because the roadmap is always full. And I have to say, I think our IT department is pretty big, so we have 1,400 or over 1,400 in IT. But still, we have a full roadmap all the time, so especially for smaller projects that are, also really important for digitalize and, automate, we just cannot take that on. And I think that those are some of the challenges I would say that we had, that we, as part of Infineon's digital agenda, we took low-code as a technology enabler. So.
And you are very brave, and you are right. We all believe you made the right decision. Giada, what about you at Heineken?
Well, to be honest, OutSystems was there before my time in this team, so we just got it here, it's a present for you. So there was a reorganization, we went agile, and then low-code became part of the team with Mark, so he spoke about it earlier. And then where the use case is okay, but what do we do with it, right? Because a lot of people till the day of today still perceive as low-code, can't do very much big things, so okay, for my personal productivity, I'll come to you, but everything else I will not. So as part of this this hyper-automation pillar, we also positioned OutSystems and my other low-code platform on, okay, what can we bring back? and really trying to go to the table and showing it's not just about I build an app for you, but it's an easier way to give back hours. So we also calculate the value we give in giving you back hours in what you do, but it's also about employee satisfaction, because an employee gets a different user experience by simplifying a bit those legacy systems. So it's giving a different experience to the things. It's becoming more efficient. So it's multiple reasons on how we manage to position low-code. We're not where we want to be yet, because there's still some use cases that they don't always come to us. But we managed to position it where we are at the table. We can help take the decisions, especially when use cases come to us and, okay, we see it tech agnostic, so we get a use case on a hyper-automation level, and then we try to see what is the best platform that fits. So we also saw that by doing it this way, you don't force a certain technology, but you actually review on, okay, what is the use case you want to tackle, what is the value you need to save, what is the business challenge, and then looking at a perspective to find the rest fit, that also grew the overall adoption of, for example, also OutSystems, because then you force it less, but you find the right match. So yeah, that has for sure made some great steps in how we implement and adopt OutSystems in our company.
Those are great lessons, and I hope that the audience is getting all those valuable insights to learn how also to adopt wisely. Hugo, we all know that efficiency is a key topic in the airport business, right? And I'm sure many people would like to have your phone number, just in case something goes wrong.
Please don't give it away. Please don't give it away.
No, I promise I won't. It would be very interesting if you could share with us what were the processes, knowing that efficiency is so critical, and any delay, any problem you may have with your systems have a direct impact on every passenger's journey. What are the processes that you have been automating, and what are the benefits that you have been capturing over the journey? If you could just share with us a bit of the story.
I will try. Well, for us, it's critical. The efficiency, like you put it, it is critical for us. In fact, with the current state of volume of passengers, people coming to visit Portugal, and as it's public known, the infrastructures are all tied up at the capacity, maximum capacity. We need to be highly efficient in all of our processes. I'll give you a quick example that shows how does this impact the business on a daily basis. We've all heard about COVID, right? So our business went down to zeros. There were no flights, no passengers except for the needed ones transfer. But we came up from 0 to 100 in a couple of weeks. So when said, let's start flying, everyone started flying the next couple of weeks. So the ability for us to adapt from 0 people in the airport to 1,000.
Thousands, yeah.
It was huge. This meant that the systems that were idle, let's say, right, had to be pushed to the maximum with new rules, new regulations, new ways of working, new processes, COVID tests, and so on. All of this needed to be adapted in a couple of weeks. Months, it needed to be done, or else people won't be flying, the luggage won't get through. This adoption, this ability to change the process immediately and make sure that the performance with our stakeholders needed to be at key point. So it's critical for us, the performance on this. So we are looking still today to our new revamped architecture, also with OutSystems, but essentially based on automation of tasks that can be in fact done and proven to be not maintained by human people inputted on the tool, on the framework, so that it allows us to be faster when we respond to the need. The second is the quality of service. So the best quality of service we can provide to all of our stakeholders in terms of information and response to the needs, the better it will be the response, so the better it will be for the performance. We can attend the airplane so they can leave and they can change.
That's amazing. Giada, Hugo was just addressing not only, the processes, but also the benefits that he observed. What about you? What were the benefits you observed by implementing OutSystems and by implementing this technology? What were the immediate or even midterm, long-term benefits that you observed by working with this technology?
I think immediate is the fact that you have a platform where, with a bit of low effort, you immediately can show a prototype. So that's one of the first things that you see, that you have a use case, and if I have to wait 6 months for you to see the first version, that doesn't always help. So one of the things that we benefit with OutSystems is that when you sit with your business, you have your requirements, that with a bit less of effort, you can have this first prototype, get the insights, get the feedback from your users, from your stakeholders, so based on something tangible and not a list of requirements. I think that for sure is something where we see a great value when it comes to low-code. Next to that, as a global team, is the reusability part. So from the global perspective, we should have a helicopter view of the different countries, the different breweries. Usually the processes are always the same. So ultimately, what you want is that if OPCO X if a brewery in France builds something, and then Spain has the same tackle issue, or Singapore, that you can reuse that. So that is also a strength of OutSystems. And you don't need to reuse the full platform. You can just reuse parts of it. So you can leverage what another team does, but also as a central team, we can build reusable components like the single sign-on. We build it once, and you just use what you did. So those are the benefits, that how you position the platform, you grow the speed of what is developed, and you also know the quality, because I know as a central team, everyone uses the single sign-on the way I did it. So security is approved, it's governed, it's scalable. So the reusability part, which also lowers the amount of duplicates, and everything is on my platform. So you get a freedom, but you still get the freedom that I give you.
And users understand the benefits, right? And you are setting the standards so high that they wait no less than what you are already getting to.
Now
them,
they're a bit
can
too
also be
flexible, so it should be even higher. But it does set standards, right? Because at the end, you govern the platform. So you get the freedom, you can build on it, but I still give you the bit of the box that you're allowed to do it in. So it also sets a certain standard of quality that you expect on your platform, which you cannot do with really pro code, because the freedom is yours. You can do whatever you want. And this way you still, you can leverage the quality of what is there. And at the end, the speed to market and everything is part of the whole package that you deliver.
That's so interesting. That's a fundamental topic, right? The right governance, the right quality gates, and making sure that everyone complies, we know, with the rules and the guidance from the teams. Cornelia, just shifting the gears a little bit and looking at generative AI, and we heard today our CEO and our CIO showcasing how we are applying Gen AI internally. So how are you also leveraging this amazing and very exciting technology? I would say almost everyone is already a user, or at least we have been trying to understand how to leverage that technology to our daily tasks. How are you leveraging Gen AI at Infineon, and how are you doing that in conjunction with the OutSystems platform? I would say some people would like to know more about this.
Yeah, I think a really exciting topic for all the companies. I mean, I think everyone can see the potential that it can bring, but also the security risks that you have to consider. So they're not different than other companies. So we had to look into it because. So what we did, and we have a separate department that is taking care of AI and like having an overview of which topics are or use cases we have.
So you work together with them?
Work together with them. By the way, they are also building an OutSystems application now to keep track of all the AI topics. But what we did, and it happened in June, July, so there was the decision that we want to block all the public, ChatGPT, and you name it, like really wanted to block that down because of the risk, to have codes out in the public or, some of our IP. But we needed to also provide something else. So the decision was to build the UI with OutSystems, and we could do that with actually one developer within like 2-3 weeks to have the really first POC ready. And what we do now, so we have like our own team that is working on the background, also to offer different models. So, you could, with the UI, use GPT in the background, but also working on like our internal models that are getting trained. And it basically looks like ChatGPT, so we copied a lot of features proudly. We didn't use the connector from the Forge because we wanted to switch between the different models. But what we did, and that also helped us a lot, was using components from the Forge for Markdown language or for code highlighting as an example. And together with the implementation, we also have established a community, so to really get quick feedback and yeah, we're rating, okay, which feature should we take next? And I think nearly every week we have a new version that we deploy, and yeah, it's running well so far.
And who is most excited about it? The IT, the business users, who is mostly excited of starting to embed Gen AI in the applications you develop?
I think really everyone is excited. I would say the IT maybe, you know, has a little bit more in the background. Okay, we have to make sure that it's like really, you know, from a security point or how the setup looks like, that is properly done. But I think there are, or from what I saw, really a lot of exciting use cases out there.
The potential is huge,
yeah.
right? Giada, what about you at Heineken?
Well, we're doing a lot. We like experimenting, so I think that's fun. If you look at this moment, so ChatGPT, we weren't able of blocking it, but we did implement the Heineken side. So we have a Heineken internal ChatGPT bot, actually, which stays within our resources. Everything is covered. So that helps everyone within the organization to already leverage that ChatGPT model, but being secure, so having privacy a bit more happy. That's one of the things. It doesn't add much besides that. But where I see Gen AI growing is for our developers, for example, so the fact that they would be able to mature even faster. So a junior developer is going to be able to deliver something more on a senior level with the help of AI. Because they can get assistance better, it can kick them up, they can review it better. So that's one of the things that we see on, okay, it will probably grow the maturity of what we do, regardless if it's OutSystems or something else. We use also the AI mentor, so our governance needs to be on point, right? And now it's still pretty manual, so AI is helping us in taking that next step and be able to automate more the governance, so that AI supports you in becoming that extra team member, which helps a bit more than one person, to be able to govern that, do the checks, be secure, but also give us on, hey, suggestions on, you should fix this, you should improve this. So bringing the governance, automating it more is really the value that AI can bring. And then one thing that we're playing around with is the fact that we have to build global solutions, which means multiple languages. Till now, we hard code all the translations, which is a lot of work, right? So we're seeing how can we leverage AI to translate an app. So you just build an app, have it in English, but if someone in Japan opens it, it's going to be in their language. Of course, translations is not 100% yet, right? It's still AI, but we are seeing how we can leverage those capabilities. So then you have AI on a developer side, making a developer happy, making a governance team happy, but then also the applications that you build, leveraging those models and simplifying how you do it, but also growing and maturing it better. So yeah, some layers to work with on Gen AI.
That's so exciting. Hugo, we also know that technology is an ally in the aviation industry, right? Do you have any plans to embed and incorporate AI, Gen AI, in your future roadmap plans ahead?
Well, we do, like I think any other company we do. Most of them is still top secret, so I will not specifically tell you about it. But I can tell generically what we are looking at. I think all the companies are looking at with those LLM models that we have. Facial recognition is one of them. It's in vogue wherever you go, and you can see even our trends in the industry are looking a lot for that. The idea is to give the passenger a seamless journey, an easier seamless journey with that, increase security, so all of that. Of course, the other studies we have anomaly detection, prevention, on instance, on maintenance, flow drivers. So I think I'm really excited about Gen AI because I really think it will drive us as an IT engineer. It will change the way we do. We look at software, we look at technology, the way we'll drive the change in the for coming years. Our business will for sure take a lot on that and will change a lot based on that as well. The way we do it today will certainly not the way we'll do it tomorrow.
Maybe next year we'll have the three of you here presenting the use cases
would be
that you have
amazing.
been implementing with AI. Well, my commitment is there. I will be here hosting you so that you can present. I don't know if anyone would like to ask a question to our guests. Anyone?
We're the last panel. It's your
Yeah, exactly.
The last panel.
After
This
this,
is your
it's fun
last
time.
chance to ask.
Full of
a
energy,
question.
come on. Any questions?
Nobody. It's
No
okay.
questions.
Just before we end, I would really like to understand if there's a customer here that is not yet a low-code customer or a OutSystems customer, what would be thinking about, enabling teams, governance, how to, implement the platform in a consistent way across multiple regions? What would be the advice you would give these business, stakeholders when considering low code versus high code? What should I do from an enablement point of view? Ramp up the teams, increase productivity and efficiency. Thinking about everything you've shared with us today, what would be that, single piece of advice that could make them definitely make eventually that decision to at least try it out? Giada, you first.
Ladies first.
I will give everyone the chance to respond. Giada, you first.
It's a lot of things, but what I think the most important that has made a change for us is that the decision makers understand your technology and are able to have it as part of decisions and understand the capabilities, because the moment you're a decision maker, because you're not always at the table, right? So the moment your architect gets a use case, but he doesn't understand the full capability of your platform, they're never going to choose your platform. So then you're always the little kid trying to get attention with, hey, I can do it better, I can bring the value. So I would say the moment we actually got our architects on a higher level to understand what we can do with the platform to really position it as, hey, take it into account decisions, those were the moments that also the complexity of use cases we got increased. And then you're able to make the translations on this is the value we deliver and bring your whole marketing campaign to it. But it's really important for us, besides the governance and everything, of course, it's the positioning and that the decision makers understand what your platform can do and really start taking it into account.
They need to get confidence to trust that it's the right choice and it will deliver the right business outcomes.
And at the end, it's about having a couple of good use cases, proving them the value and proving them wrong. And they're like, oh, yeah, maybe you can do a bit more. And then it starts rolling.
Hugo.
Well, I agree with Giada. I think what she's mentioned, it's key in the IT of today. The transparency, the enhanced collaboration between the stakeholders and the IT, the get the real fact, in fact, be sitting down and in front of the business, deciding and designing the solution for them. It's changing. It's a game changer. So the first thing is this will enhance, of course, the visibility on IT on being able to deliver. The second and the foremost, of course, depends also on the capacity and complexity of the organization. You're right. Governance models, maintenance, operations, it all needs to be set up as any other tool and platform. That's no doubt about it. You need to have it. But try it out. Yeah. Try and run. If it works, fail fast. If it doesn't,
exactly.
If it doesn't, well, try again. Maybe it will work.
The good news is that they are surrounded by people that have done it, have moved forward and were successful.
Exactly.
Cornelia, what about you? What would be that piece of advice you would like to leave with the audience today?
To share. Yeah, I mean, I think everyone's journey is a little bit different. I can share what worked really well for us is we decided on purpose to start slow. I mean, again, as we had it also on-prem, we knew it takes us some time to set it up. Then also set up processes, set up the core team, integrated in our, Infineon environment. So we only picked like 4 POC projects at the beginning. But that, was good to give us feedback on like, is our, governance that we put in place, does that fit? So I would say give yourself some time. And the second one is, I think, also don't overthink it when you think about governance and processes, because it would change for sure. So I think be flexible. So we, again, we opened up like the platform for our Infineon employees a year ago. And since then, we changed, some of the processes or adjusted them a little bit, because it then works better for, the teams that we support. It works better for us. And I think the last one that helps us as a Center of Excellence team is we provide also a lot of best practices and demos. We also started a community where the developers, I think we have like 180 in there. They really help themselves. They ask questions. Someone jumps in and says like, I call you. That helps us as a core team. And the more demos, best practices you provide, I mean, OutSystems provides already a lot. But like specific ones for the company, we give them the opportunity to look it up, and then less questions for us to answer, I would say.
That's amazing. We are learning so much good things from you. Thank you all. It was a huge pleasure for me to host this panel. I hope that the audience found it quite engaging and insightful. Thank you so much.